Yeah, giving all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem HaKodash. Say double honors to our apostles and elders here at Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the Lord's hopefully elect. So real quick to touch on the topic of those who, if you want to deny what the truth is, which is what Israel is known to do. Israel is known for denying the truth. And in their warped little minds, they believe that that's actually going to do something or change something. And that's a message to you Israelites out there who want to naysay or gainsay, especially when it comes to the name of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, which is what we're going to deal with in general, in his other prophecies in general. You know, Israel likes to believe, and as the scripture says, make lies their refuge. And they honestly believe that is if they can convince themselves of what their own truth is, then that's going to make it the truth. And that what's written or what's inevitably going to come to pass won't come to pass because in their minds, it isn't real. And that's one of the reality checks, as we like to say, Israel is going to get hard and fast in the evil times that were coming in, such as those who want to deny Jacob's trouble, such as those who want to deny the chip being the RFID, being the mark of the beast, and those who want to deny that the Lord's true name and his true pronunciation is Yahweh and the Son's name is Yahweh Shai. You know, no matter how many jokes or no matter how much you try to excuses you try to come up with, it doesn't change the fact that the Father's name is Yahweh and the Son's name is Yahweh Shai. You can't take that away, and you know you can't deny that as much as you would like to. But the fact of the remainder is, over there at the IUIC, your leader, Bishop Nathaniel, knows that the true name is Yahweh and the Son's name is Yahweh Shai. He's been caught on camera several times over, truly admitting, like, yes, the Lord's name is Yahweh. Yes, his Lord's name is Yahweh. The Son's name is Yahweh Shai. It's irrefutable. It's undeniable. But yet you see these guys who like to make jokes, which I'll let this play the elder shirt this. I'm not going to let it play all of it, okay, because this guy's a homosexual, and he thinks he's funny.
Oh my gosh! Are you serious? I really made it? Oh my! How you doing, Yahweh Huwashi?
That's not my name.
What you mean? No, that's what I've been calling you this whole Yahweh Huwashi, Yahabobati, Yabadabadu, Yabba Don Julio.
No, that's not my name. My name is Jesus Christ.
It really was Jesus this whole time?
The whole time. It's been Jesus.
Okay.
Like I said, he's not funny. We're not going to play the rest of it because he's a homosexual. And he's just one of many that's marking himself for doom. But, you know, this is one in general. I'm pretty sure if he watched enough Hebrew Israelite videos and we emphasize the name of the Lord, Yahweh Yahweh Shai, primarily he clearly has to be watching Great Millstone or brothers affiliated with Great Millstone, maybe not officially, but those who truly defend and teach the name Yahweh Yahweh Shai really starts with Great Millstone. Even the other camps, the well-known camps, they don't actually defend the name of the Lord. They also jump on the bandwagon of calling him Christ. We don't do that over here. So we know if he has an issue with the name, it's because he was contending or looking up videos of the Lord's true name. And that guy wants to be convinced that he's doing perfectly fine by calling him by that name, Jesus. So he goes out of his way to make a skit, to make a joke. And it's like, you come up with this skit with no doctrine, not proving any point you're making. You're just making a joke because you want to believe that that's his name, but that is not his name. And it does not matter if you deny the truth of the matter. It doesn't matter if you deny it. It's not going to make it any more factual or much of a lie, so to speak, that what you're saying his name is not. It's not. So to play a little bit of this, because they're in the same boat, you know, that's the shame with these guys in purple, IUIC, since they also take hand in making mockery of the Lord of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Whenever one of these Christian jokers or these Christian homosexual jokers also jump in to make mockery of the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, you bear just as equal as the shame, because if anything, you aided in them and helping them into doing that and making them think that it's okay. And it starts with your leader. You know, everybody knows that for Bishop Nathaniel, if you want to get on his good side, you make fun of the names of Yahweh Yahweh Shai. And if you want to get on his bad side, then you praise those names. If you say those names in his presence and you give praises to those names, that's the easiest way to get on his bad side. So this is why you have guys like this going to say what they're going to say.
Community, right? And you say Jesus Christ. Everybody gonna say you can't say Jesus because guess what? J was one of the last letters added to the alphabet, and you can't say it because his name couldn't have been Jesus because there wasn't no J, right? But they say that speaking English to you. Guess what? You couldn't say. You won't be able to say a word with a J. You can't use G. You can't use U. You can't use W. You can't use Y, and you won't be able to write in lowercase letters because all that stuff was added afterwards. So guess what? When you say Yahawashai with that W, guess what? You can't say that because it wasn't no W in the English language. When you say Yahweh, guess what? It wasn't the English language. When you put a Y, it was no Y, right? So people pick and choose what they want to do. People will say Yahawashai, people will say Yahweh, but you can't say Jesus because it wasn't no J. Well, guess what? It wasn't no Y either. It wasn't no W either.
Okay, this guy's a clown. These two guys are clowns. These two guys are clowns. First and foremost, when we teach that the name of the Lord is Yahweh and his son's name is Yahawashai, we show you his names in the ancient Hebrew. And we give you the English pronunciation if you wanted to pronounce it. Just like if you was to translate anything, you pronounce it in the language that you know how. So we don't act, when we actually write his name in the ancient Hebrew, that's what is written in the ancient Hebrew. Now, when we type it out, like, good lesson, brother, all praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahawashai, is to pronounce the name, because I don't have a Hebrew keyboard, man. But it's the pronunciation. That's the name. That's what matters. And they know that. They're just being disingenuous. They think it's all about what's written or what you write. It's about the pronunciation. Yeah, there was no letter Y, but you had the Hebrew character, which stood for Yah. So that's how you would pronounce it. Yahawashai. And then if you break it down, just like if you go to learn the language, if they pronounce the letters or anything different, right next to it as you learn, they're going to give you the pronunciation for that you could pronounce it in your language, so you can pronounce it correct when you read it in their language. So, and here we have here, right? It says the evolution of the English alphabet. So this gives you a breakdown of where the English alphabet came from. Now, when it says Phoenician, that's the ancient Paleo Hebrew. That's what we believe, right? The second line. It really should be right from left, but they went left to right, right? So starting with the I, as you can see, it shows you how from the Phoenician, which is the ancient Paleo Hebrew, how it went from Greek to Latin to Roman to modern English. So you see how it turned into the letter, what today we will call A. And you would pronounce it I, which is the same in Hebrew, because that's what matters, is the pronunciation. And then it shows you the B, as well as the C, the D, the E, the F, okay? And then as you can see, if we get to the letter I, right? We get to the letter I. Up here in the Hebrew, right here in the turquoise color, the Yah, right? You see how it goes from Yah, and then eventually when it gets to what the ancient Latin, it turned into an I, what we would call an I. And then in the Roman, it became an I. And then in the English, it became an I. And as you can see, the letter J is an extension of the letter I. That's why when you read it in the Greek, you know what you're going to read? Iesus with the I, because there was no letter J. So the J is just an extension of the letter I, which goes back to the Hebrew character as Yah. That is why, if you go to the book of Isaiah, Isaiah's name isn't Isaiah, but in the Hebrew it's Yeshaya. That's his name, Yeshaya. So it starts with the Hebrew character Yah. That's the Hebrew character for Yah in the modern or the modern, or what they will call Assyrian. I can't highlight it, but it's the last character. That's a Yah. And to prove that the letter J is just an extension letter I, even Jeremiah's name, the name Jeremiah, begins with the Yah. Yah Ramaya. Same character. I can't highlight it. It won't let me. I don't know why. I guess it's because it's right to left. But it begins with the Yah. From right to left. The smallest character over there is the Yah. And just like if you go to what they would say, Jehovah. Isaiah 6:3. It says in all caps Jehovah, but in the actual Hebrew, the letter is Yahweh. It starts with the Yah. So the truth is, the J sound is not a part of the Hebrew pronunciation. The J comes from the extension of the letter I, which the letter I came from the Hebrew character Yah. That's why Isaiah, his real name starts with a Yah. His real name is Ya'asha. Jeremiah, his real name is Yamarai. I just butchered it. Let's go back. Yaramaya. That's like the name Jesus goes back to Joshua. Let's go to, well, that's his name, Joshua. Yeah, that's what the name goes back to. Now here's the actual the true pronunciation right here. Let's see. Right there. Okay. In the actual text, it's Yahweh Shai. It begins with the letter Y. So that's what that means. And it does not matter how many excuses you come up with. It doesn't matter all manner of things that you say. It's not going to change the fact that his name is not Jesus and was not pronounced that way. And his name is Yahweh and his son's name is Yahweh Shai. Just because you want to make a skit or you try your hardest to try to distance yourself from the Hebrew, like those two jokers, all three of those jokers, doesn't make it any less true. And that's the reality check that Jake's going to get. As Jeremiah 5:30 says, a wonderful and horrible thing is committed in the land. The prophets prophesy falsely, and the priests bear rule by their means, and my people love to have it so. And what will ye do in the end thereof? So this is a wonderful or horrible thing committed in the land, because these guys are clearly lying. They're clearly deceiving themselves. As even Bishop Nathaniel, he can't help but to say Yahweh every now and then. But he said before that every time he heard those names, he knows that there's evil there. But even when he catches himself trying to teach, he can't help but say every now and then, yeah, the true name of the Father, Yahweh. And then Christ. Well, why you keep saying Yahweh if that's not his name? And then why are you guys admitting that his name is Yahweh and the son's name is Yahweh Shai? But you can't call your father by his name. That's disrespectful. So which one is it? Is that his name or isn't it? And furthermore, that excuse doesn't hold, because the Lord gave us his name and he said, this is my name for generations. This is the name you're going to call me by. He would have said, I'm not going to give you my name because it's disrespectful. He didn't say that. But this is Jake trying to make, lies their refuge, as the scripture says. But check this out. It does not matter what you believe. Romans 3:3, for what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh without effect? Yahweh forbid. Yea, let Yahweh be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings and mightest overcome when thou art judged. Okay? So just because you don't believe it doesn't mean that it's not true. Just like you all believe that the mark of the beast isn't the chip, that doesn't mean that it's not going to come to pass. Just like you all believe that Jacob's trouble isn't around the corner, you think you got maybe 5-10 more years. That doesn't mean, just because you tell yourselves that it's not real or it's not around the corner, doesn't mean that it's not going to come to pass. See, Jake, that's why the Lord said Jake had made themselves a wall of lies, and it's gonna come crashing down. And this is how simple, really, this is how easy salvation is, because salvation is simply believing what's written. You believe in Yahushua, you believe that his words are true, and you believe that they're going to come to pass. That alone is going to really get you saved. Because as you can see, there are many in the world who will not believe. Just simply believing, I believe what the Lord said, and I believe that it's going to happen in my lifetime. That right there is how you're going to get saved. Because then all you have to do is what? Change your life around those prophecies. And the Lord will protect you, and the Lord will deliver you if you part of his elect. That's how simple it is, because you see how many choose not to believe, and they'll make skits and they'll lie. And that because they want to tell themselves, no, his name is this because that's what I want it to be. So I'm going to make a skit, and I'm going to make a joke, and I'm going to say in the joke, like, yeah, that's always was my name. Because you don't want to accept that that's not his name. But just because you deny it, and just because you guys can make jokes and you laugh and you make fun of his name and you insult his name and you try to teach your own people to further distance themselves further and further from the true Hebrew, doesn't mean that it's not the truth. It just means you guys are just deniers and enemies to the cross. John 5, verse 24, Yahushua says, verily, verily, I say unto you, he that heareth my word and believe on him that sent me hath everlasting life, and shall not come into condemnation, but is passed from death unto life. You see how simple that is? If you believe in the words of Yahushua, and his word says that he manifested the name of Yahweh amongst his people, and that we're justified by our faith, and that he made the Lord Yahweh, his Father's name, manifest amongst the believers, so that we have it, and you believe that he's talked about the times of trouble to come in, like the RFID microchip, that's going to get you saved, because that means you believe. And then, of course, you don't. But the only challenge, believing, you can say, is simple, right? If you believe it. But the only challenge is enduring until the end. You have to endure until the end. So you believe what's written. You model your life around the scriptures, and you have to endure until the end. That's how you get saved. Those who try to deny, and they're going around believing like, we got plenty of time. Let's work on the next debate. Let's work on the next rap video. They believe because they tell themselves it's not going to happen, that it's not going to happen. That doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Your unbelief will not make the faith of Yahweh without effect. It will not stop the prophecies from happening. It does not matter how much you deny the Lord's name. It doesn't take away from the fact that that truly is his name, and he will get his praise. It doesn't matter how much effort you all put in to try to tell your members to not say that name, to not call them names. It doesn't mean that that's not his name. And your leader knows that, because he teaches those. He taught those names, and every now and then he will mention those names, because he know that those names are true. He just stuck because he know he sold out, and it's time to pay the piper pretty soon. So he's squirming, as the scripture says, unstable in all his ways. He knows the name, but it's not the name. Then you got to make fun of the name. Then you got to acknowledge it is the name. Then it is the name, but you can't say it. And we don't know the name. Unstable. Unstable. Because you know you took that bag. So you compromise. What kills me is Jake really think they can beat the scriptures. It's hilarious to me. When the Lord said you cannot serve Yahweh and Mammon, unless you love one and despise the other, everybody thinks that they can beat that scripture. Everybody thinks that they can trim their ways, try to merge the world with the truth, appeal to the old life and appeal to the truth, and play Hebrew and the hood rapper at the same time. Israel think that they can take away from the Bible to make money, yet still teach the truth, and they can be both successful in this life, liked, well respected, and still be right in the eyes of the Lord. You can't do it. But that's what Israel get caught up at. They get caught straddling the fence. When the Lord said that, he was not kidding. And that's what happened with their leader, Bishop Nathaniel. He took the bag. He got his reward, and now he sees that the time of trouble is at hand. He sees the RFID microchip is around the corner, and he's running out of options. So he's slowly trying to squeeze in digital currency control. He's slowly trying to squeeze all of that in because he's trying to save face. He's stuck between a rock and a hard place. And he denies the name vehemently of Yahweh Yahweh Shai, but every now and then he tries to mention those names. And he's so deep in with the devil that he doesn't know what to do. And this is why he's unstable, and he's wrestling with the scriptures. This is Genesis 15. That group is about to come to an end real fast, real soon, okay? I believe this year is going to be a major shakeup for all of these Israelite camps, because they all deep down just don't believe that the Lord is coming back in their lifetime. They don't have to say it with their words. They say it with their actions. They don't have to say it directly. They say it with their words and what they teach, put it that way. Like, case in point, last week, right, when them IUIC guys were teaching, when they had the women at the panel, and they literally were sitting here and using, they were literally pretending like Barack Obama. First and foremost, they're pretending like he was a so-called black man, like he's one of our people. And then they're acting like his wife, so-called Michelle Obama. They're actually acting like that's actually a woman, and that there's actually a black woman. And they're trying to say that look at how she gets it. Talking politics, talking about how she don't want to go around Trump, and she disrespected Trump. They're talking as if they're worldly. And they're literally going to sit up here and pretend like, first and foremost, that Barack Obama is a black man. And second of all, we're gonna sit up here and pretend that what they call Michelle Obama, who Barack Obama himself accidentally called him by his real name, Michael, several times on camera. We're gonna pretend like that's an actual woman, man, a biological woman. Yeah, this is what they did. This is what they're talking about. And they're talking about the black woman is the only woman that don't understand. Trump's wife, she understands. It's the black wife. Black woman ain't on the program. Like, what the hell am I listening to? They are not prophets of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Because here's the thing, they have to be very, very careful about what they say and how they speak against the powers that be, against the president, or they have to, because it is the 501c3. Go look it up. Look up the IRS and type in 501c3 prohibition. They are prohibited to speak against anything political about what's going on currently. They can't do it. Otherwise, they jeopardize their status. It's hush money. So when they do go out there and use and talk about the politics, they have to be very careful. And as you can see, they're being politically friendly, politically correct. We're really going to sit up here and pretend like Barack Obama's a black man and that his husband is an actual biological woman. Wow, that group is coming down fast, and they really just don't believe that the Lord is coming. And they built up a wall, and another daubed it with untempered mortar. They surrounded them. They built a house full of lies, and they stopped their ears like the deaf adder and say the Lord would neither do good nor evil, and His name isn't the Yahweh, and the Son's name isn't Yahweh Shai. And that's why the only thing to come is just the truth. It's just prophecy. It's not going to stop the prophecy from not happening. But when it happens, it's going to be a huge wake-up call for all of these Israelites. You're going to get that real reality check. So you can go out of your way to deny the Lord's name, make skits. All of you can do all of those things as much as you want. But the fact of the matter is, it's not going to stop the truth from coming to pass, man. You know, if you're on team Yahweh Shai, you're good. This is Genesis 15, verse 1, and this is just proof that just simply believing wins you favor in the eyes of the Lord. It says, after these things, the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto Abraham in a vision, saying, fear not, Abram, I am thy shield and thy exceedingly great reward. And Abram said to the Lord Yahweh, what wilt thou give me, seeing I go childless, and the steward of my house is this Eleazar of Damascus? And Abraham said, behold, to me thou hast given me no seed, and lo, one born in my house is mine heir. And behold, the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto him, saying, this shall not be thine heir, but he that shall come forth out of thine own bowels shall be thine heir. And he brought him forth abroad, and said, look now toward heaven, and look at the stars, if thou be able to number them. And he said unto him, so shall thy seed be. And he believed in the Lord Yahweh, and he counted it to him for righteousness. So the Lord, Abraham simply believed that what the Lord told him, he believed in what he told him. And it was counted for him for righteousness. So for us, when we have the Hebrew characters and the Hebrew text for Yahweh and the son's name Yahweh Shai, we know for a fact those are his names. That's the text. So now it boils down to pronunciation. And we believe by spirit, by faith, that we have the correct pronunciation of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. We believe it. And we believe that the mark of the beast is the chip. We believe it's coming real fast. We believe Jacob's trouble is around the corner. We believe the famine of the word is around the corner. And if you believe that, and you believe on the Lord, then, and you endure to the end, then you will be saved, as the scripture says, if you are of his elect. Those who say, well, I don't believe, so if I deny it, that means it's not going to happen. They're in for a rude awakening, because their faith, their unbelief will not make the faith and the prophecies stall or not come to pass, because I don't believe. Well, your belief is not a requirement for the Lord to do what he said he's going to do. You see? And that's what it's really going to boil down to in the end. You have those who believe and you have those who don't. And we're finally starting to see the reward of our faith, the reward of our patience, by the Lord bringing his word to pass. These are good things that's happening. And as things continually ramp up, you have more and more Israelites and these Christians, denying. They want to deny because they're afraid. They just want to say, nope, the Lord will neither do good nor evil. But it's not going to change a damn thing. So blessed are ye that believe, right? With that, shalom.